Too bad. Be too long.
Bet you we can stretch it 4 hours.
We don't need to. I couldn't get out of my own way yesterday or today. Just finally all piled up and hit me.
You guys have to keep sanding and salting roads, back roads.
Today I sent a big truck out on all 1-ton roads. 'Cause 1-ton.
Okay, you're on.
Alrighty. Alright, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the January 12th, 2026 Board of Selectmen meeting. Oh, I'll start over. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the January 12th, 2026 Board of Selectmen meeting. Start at 6:30 here. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alrighty. That'll lead us into public comment. See no public comment. To go into police special detail pay reporting. Recognize Frank Campana, please.
Thank you to the board. Selectman Dearborn, I was wondering why I wasn't getting up for public comment.
I was hoping to tease
But-
you up.
Don't want to disappoint. I'm trying not to take up too much of your time tonight, as well as my time. See how this goes. You're going to be in the process, if it hasn't started already, for putting together the town report for 2025. And I think there should be, with any town report, and there's always seemed to be that way, except for 1 year, which I'll address tonight. There's a reason, when somebody picks up a town report, there's a reasonable expectation that the contents of the town report should be true and accurate. The 2024 town report failed on both of those accounts. That failure fell on the Board of Selectmen at that time and the police union. And I will read this. This is the minutes from November 25th, 2024. Selectman Bloom stated that during the police CBA negotiations, CBA, the police union negotiations, a request was made to modify the report, the town report, to show paid detail money separately from individual officers. The board agreed that a lump sum of the detail money will be included, showing what's paid for details and what's used for vehicle repair. What that boils down to, and what I will do, not to slight the chairman, but I have the 2023 report here. I have it indexed for you, so you can see up to, going back to 2012 at least, up to 223, you can see, you can look at the wage pages for the police department, and I have it highlighted. And again, not disrespect to you, but I'll start down this end so it can go that way instead of going that way or that way, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Now, what I have for you, and this I will give, respectfully, I will give it to the chairman. I have handouts for you They're copies of the 2024 report, which I read to you from those minutes, that the police union wanted the selectmen to eliminate, you will see in there, it's highlighted, that special detail is included in the police wages, for individually. I stress the word individually. So that's what that book shows. This, the 24 book, is the page. I only did one page. There's 2 pages. I only did one. Trying to conserve my money, my paper, my ink. And you will see the difference, the comparison. Better make sure I have my own copy. I think I do. I think there's I think one of these is for me. So that's what the police union wanted, is to eliminate what that first book indicates. In the paper I just handed out to you also, I've highlighted just alphabetical order, the cops. I didn't pick anyone specifically. Like I say, there's a second page to it. I've highlighted the officers' names. I've highlighted specifically the total, the employee total, okay? But that employee total
Oh, I know what. Thank you.
this paper here, again, from the 24 book, the employee total does not include the special detail money that the cops get, all right, which had been common practice up to 23. Now, it strikes me as odd that that is public information. And it is public information I was on the agenda back when that book came out. I was premature, and I shouldn't have been. But that information, at that time, this was printed for me, I received it in February 26th of 25. Like I say, I was premature. But this here, I requested of the finance administrator a budget printout of each individual officer's pay, which is a duplicate of that second paper that I handed out to you. So it's public information. The cops asked the select board to censor that information away from the public. What right do the cops have to censor that type of public information? When the cops deal with the public and vice versa, if a public person, for whatever situation they're in, if they're determined that they're lying to the police department or the police car or one officer, they could have charges filed against them. Yet the cops, by their request of eliminating public information in the form of specific special detail, okay, we're going to lie to the public. And that's what it is. It's a lie. You can call it a lie of omission by omission. A lie is a lie. I'm uncomfortable using that word up here, okay? But that's the fact, folks. It's a lie. This second paper that I sent out to you, that I passed out to you, which you'll see I hand wrote in there details. All right, again, I just wrote what the budget was, what I was handed as public information. All right, so let's just look at the first officer, and just like the last time I was up here, I'll do the courtesy to the officers. I won't mention their names, but I have every right to. But again, I'm just doing it alphabetically, and I'm not picking out any specific one. So this is the first officer. It says, and you'll see that their pay is made up of several different things. Is longevity longevity bonus, overtime, grant wages. So you'll see the employee total of that first person. I'll use round numbers, $74,000. All right. Well, that same person in that year, he made over $14,000 in detail. That's what had been recorded in previous books. Public information, and they want to censor it away from the public. So the true employee total is not $74,000, it's $89,000. And let me just do this, I'd like to do the ones that I have here for the public, because the public needs to know it. So if you can bear with me. The second officer, the employee total is indicated at $83,000. But that person made $19,000 in special detail. So now it's 103 is the total. You know. The next officer, there's only one more after this. $76,000. This was with insurance buyout, overtime, grant wages. So $76,000. Add to that almost, very, very shy of $16,000 for special detail. So the true amount, as indicated in previous town reports, that the cops want now to be excluded, is $92,000. And the last one, $106,000 indicated in the town report. Add to that $30,000 in special detail. So the true amount is $136,000. So I just don't get it. You know, I'm hoping by me being here that it might draw some type of, you know, response to me. I know it's the first blush that you have of this, and I've seen, you know, other times you have to think about things, but it's not rocket science.
I don't have to think about it, I'm just gonna ask a simple question.
Okay,
I understand historically, from 2012 to 2023 has been one way.
yes,
And then CBA agreement came out and said they wanted to change it. I got that. And instead of being itemized under their name, it's pool.
yes.
I get all that. I'm at the punchline trying to figure out what's the issue. I know you say you're hiding something, but I just, is it that the fact people want to see how much the total wages of each officer are? Is that important? I don't know what that is. I don't know. I mean, they're putting in the work and they got their base pay. They get overtime because when you don't have people or people are sick, they have to work overtime. Some people get more sick, more overtime than others who wish to do it because of family matters, whatever. Details. What I'm trying to figure, I understand both sides of the equation.
Okay,
I'm trying to understand why this is a problem. Is it so important, if it's so important to know what each individual officer makes, is that the important point? I'm just trying to figure it out, Frank. Is it because nobody can easily see what each individual totally makes for the year. Is that the issue?
I believe it is the issue.
Okay.
Now, it may not
Well,
be,
your issue or their issue, meaning to the CBA? I don't know, that's what I'm trying to figure out is, I understand what you're saying, I'm not mystified. I guess the question is, if you're saying it's important for everybody in the town of Ware to be able to look at the previous list, not this list,
yes, yes.
and see the three types of income for each person total up. If that's the important piece, I understand there may be an encroachment based on the agreement that was made by the CBW. But if that's not the issue, other than just how it's been done for 13 years, I'm just trying to figure out, that's really what I just want to know is,
What-
what's the issue?
The issue is truth, all right?
I don't understand
Not,
that, because
and the issue, you're asking me, is it important for everybody to know? I can't answer for
Excuse me,
everybody.
James. I heard him say truths, lies and stuff. I'm just trying to say, do you want it done this way because of why? If you're saying because of lies, I don't understand that. I'm just saying, there must be something below that level that you want to explain tonight. If all you're saying
Because-
is we're lying because we don't show it this, the itemized the way it is here, I just want to understand that.
Well, I asked the police chief back then, out here in the hall, you know, how did that come about? What was the reason for the cops not wanting that seen, all right? And I'm glad he's here tonight because it won't be hearsay. He told me, he said, well, it's not taxpayers' money, all right? Well, it is taxpayers' money. It's how the taxpayers' money is being spent. I think everybody has a fairly good idea of what detail is. It's a private company wanting the cops on site for construction with the blue lights.
Sure.
All right? Okay? So the primary company is Eversource.
Or it could be Granite State.
Well, let me finish. The primary company is Eversource. Could be Granite State, it could be Asplin, the tree company, okay? But let's use Eversource because that's the primary, all right? People that call for detail, all right? Now, I'm a taxpayer. I guess you probably are all taxpayers. Maybe everybody hearing me is taxpayers. Remember, police chief told me that the cops don't figure that it's taxpayers' money. All right? That was their reason. So, well, it is taxpayers' money. We're taxpayers. When Eversource wants to hire a cop for detail, do you think for 1 minute that what they're going to pay for that cop is not figured into our electric bills? I mean, it's part of doing business, right, Jack?
Sure.
You work for a government company, and you make sure when you put out contracts that you include everything, you know,
And we get screwed up.
all the expenses,
Yeah.
and then you tell the government, this is what, this is what we want to get paid. So I am a taxpayer. I do pay through my electric bill, all right? My taxpayers' money, all right? The town, they have an account, it's building, town office buildings. They have a line in the budget for electricity for all the town buildings, all right? I think I pay my property taxes to the town, so that, the town's bill has detail money in it. The high school, when they hire special detail for school things, school functions, I mean, primarily it's probably ball games, I'm not sure. They have in their account, in their budget, an amount of money that they pass on to me as a taxpayer to pay. So it is, if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. So it really is still taxpayers' money, what the cops get.
I just want to make a point. You haven't answered my question, or I should take your answer as being, it's a lie, and that's why we need to change this. That's all I want to get to.
Yes.
Okay,
If I can interject for a moment.
please,
The-
yeah. I would hope some of
One of-
that would happen.
One of the, I think, if we ask the question a little bit
And,
differently.
and you weren't on the board at the time when that decision was made.
I think I was, actually.
No, I looked,
All
and your
right.
name was not there. So,
Be that as it may, I guess one of the questions is, I'm gonna push back a little bit when you describe it as a lie, because the detail money was included as a lump sum. So we do see where the individual, we don't see where it was put in individuals, but we do see where the police department as a whole received the monies for the detail. So it's in there, it may not be presented in the detailed manner that you're accustomed to, but it was in the budget, what is in the town report.
that's right, it was.
And so it's not exactly a lie, I would say it's not a lie at all, it's just not broken out the way you're used to seeing it.
Can I ask?
The next, I do have
And-
one more
Okay,
question.
I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
But I just want to confirm, we see that the detailed money is in, and is coming to the department, going to the not to the department, going to the individual officers.
Yes.
For that, and it was included as a lump sum. What difference does it make to know that Officer X earned $5,000 and Officer Y earned $10,000? Why is that important to know that each individual officer earned specific amount versus this is what was brought in for the detail?
Okay, okay. Well, to me personally, it is part of what they make, all right?
Okay?
It is part of what they make, and contrary to what I hear, that it's not taxpayers' money, it is taxpayers' money, certainly in a roundabout way, all right? Then if you think that that's, if you're of the notion that it may not be, might not be important for for each individual to see what they make, then if you look at the town budget, why is it important when you look at a person's, a department head, all right, pick anybody, all right? You see what they make, all right? Then it's broken out, some of them might have a longevity bonus, all right, in their pay. Some of them might have a buyout in their, for insurance. Why is that important?
Well, that money is directly raised by taxes and then paid out to them. It's not a roundabout method.
Well,
And I'll just put it this way,
yeah,
because Eversource is going to hire somebody,
true,
whether it's flagging company X or police department in Weare.
Yeah.
They're going to hire somebody.
yeah,
And so your tax money, or your money that you're paying to Eversource.
For the bill.
In your bill, it goes to Eversource.
Right.
And they choose how it's going to get spent. So it's going to go to somebody doing the flagging. And why not to our police department? to
well,
our
but that's not the
individual-
question. I mean, that's not my issue, all right? My issue isn't that they're hiring, another cop, a cop from, and you see that, cops from another town, that's fine. If they want to hire a cop from Weare to do detail at whatever the dollar amount is, that's going to amount to, $15,000 a year, $30,000 a year, I think that it should be identified included in the individual officer's pay. Now, I can't speak for everybody in town, not everybody in town picks up a town report either, so.
I've got a point, and then I got a question. First point is, Eversource is not strictly for taxpayers. There's a lot of people in town that rent, so part of what you're paying, it doesn't affect every taxpayer. It affects other ratepayers, you can call them, not taxpayers. That's just a point. So the overall effect that you're stating is minimized because of that fact. Additionally, you've got very specific numbers for these officers. Where did you get that information?
I told you. I requested,
Was it a 91A request?
I wasn't asked to fill that out at that time. I was afforded, I asked for it, and that determination was made, and no, I
Do you
did
know
not.
where the information is located?
Do I-
Where these numbers are?
Town of Ware earning history, summary by employee name, and this is the police department specifically.
Mhm.
And it's.
Do we know where the information came from?
Yeah, I mean, it's been some.
My software.
Okay. So it's not public knowledge?
Well, why would I have?
No,
it?
what I'm asking is, it's not in a report somewhere that can be accessed, like the town report. Where is that info?
Where is it? It's in my software, and our earnings are public knowledge.
Mhm. So the
You have to
This,
ask.
The point I'm making is, it's not hidden away somewhere. It's available. If somebody asks for it, they get it.
We're not hiding it.
So it's not a lie to say,
it,
it's not, I'm gonna reiterate a point.
Yeah.
It's not a lie that information isn't included in this. It's an omission, maybe. I'll give you that. Now, I wasn't part of the board when this was all
I
going
understand
down.
that.
And there's a lot of other departments have a lot of different earnings and so forth too. I don't know if every single dollar shows up, but in the budget for those departments, everything is listed out. All the money is accounted for. If you ever have questions about where money is, how it's being spent, who gets it, that information you ask and it's given to you. It's not a secret, it's not hidden, it's not kept in a vault somewhere to never be seen again. The
Well,
information is there.
I think it's incumbent, I think it's incumbent on the Board of Selectmen, as I say, when somebody picks up a town report, they expect it to be accurate, and they expect it to be true.
Is the detail money included in the town report? I don't
I
have,
handed you, I handed you a previous town report, I had it all highlighted for you, and it's going back
you
to,
highlighted the sections you want us to look at. I didn't go through the whole report.
That's right, because that's the issue, special detail, and that's why I highlighted it. The one that you have in front of you, the single sheet, you don't see special detail listed on there, do you?
If you go into the bottom of it, there will say, there was a specific line item that said for the police detail.
Lump sum.
Okay,
for
so the
department.
information's in there.
In summary.
Lump sum of the.
Summarized.
of the department.
Summary.
Not
Okay.
itemized like this.
And that's the way, that's the true way that it should be. It should be, I'm not gonna, somebody can say, well, that's the way, well, I'll say it, that's the way it's been done. Doesn't mean that it can't be changed.
That's how it was asked to be done.
Right, it was on the bottom of the second page, which I did not do. To what, a couple $100,000,
Yeah, if you add it up. Yeah.
okay? Now, to your point, I think, all right, and maybe to yours, if it's itemized at $200,000, the amount there, I would like to think that somebody out there, maybe Frank Campan is the only one, that says, well, how is that $200,000 split up? Who gets what? Who gets, how is it divided up? It's divided up this way by the way that it has typically been done over the last number of years. I mean, if they want to hide it, there's got to be a reason that they want to hide it. And anybody can speculate, any way they want. I have my own theory on why they want to hide it. I think they want to hide it for when it comes time for negotiations, that they can say, well, we're only making $60,000 a year, and not include that other lump sum.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question, not for Frank, but I think it's relevant to the discussion.
Yes.
CBA, this become a line item in the agreement? Or is this just discussion in the agreement?
Discussion and agreed upon from my
So
understanding.
we're not obligated to do this
No,
by contract?
by contract.
That was an important point, because if we were, it's a moot discussion we're having tonight until we have another police contract. Okay, thank you.
Well, I appreciate you asking that, because I didn't know, you know, what I read from you, you know, about the CBA. I was, myself, I didn't know if that was something, they haven't had the last time we did a contract, it was only for 1 year. I don't remember what the year was, but I don't,
24, you did one for 3 years.
well, I look back, I look back at
Expires
a,
in 27.
pardon me?
Expires in 27.
Okay. Well, I did look at a copy of the ballot, and we did it for 1 year. Wasn't too far there. Well, that's not the point. But I appreciate you asking that question, because I didn't know if it was it just says, was asked by the CBA negotiation. Well, was it actually, you know, through negotiation? I didn't think it was, because as the town administrator said, you know, it was done 3 years ago.
Article 7 in 2024. 3 years.
Okay,
Article 23 that you have all colored up is 1 year.
okay. All right. So, I probably will leave it at that, and I will stick to my guns, that it is a lie by omission. You know, if the cops want it, and I do view it as taxpayer money, all right, again, because it is, you know, it is included in my elected, thank you. We won't have to call Beth tomorrow looking for it. So, I would like the board to, I have two, I'll cover it in this here. Yep. To go left and right. A request of the Board of Selectmen and the police union
You will pass it back down.
I saw it.
to, well, I guess it's not important.
No, I saw it. I read it as he read it.
Oh, okay, I didn't notice it.
No, I saw it.
Okay,
Thank
I
you.
apologize to you then.
It's okay.
I request the Board of Selectmen and Police Union to fully restore the public information of special detail pay earned by each individual officer in future annual town reports, as was common practice prior to 2024. The Board of Selectmen and Police Union should not become censors of public information. So, and just a final note on this here. When I was at the meeting back the beginning of the year, it was March 10th. Again, it was premature of me, but I did actually have several sentences that I wanted included in the minutes at that time, and it never happened. There's 5 people sitting on the board. There's a town administrator, and there was a minute taker. So there's 7 people
When was this?
that, back the meeting of March 10th of 2025, when I was here. So there's 7 people that would hear what I wanted included in the minutes, and it never made it. I think the town administrator tried to rectify it. I did come in and say, well, it's not in the minutes. I think she tried to rectify it with the board, well, included in, another set of minutes. I'm not sure whatever happened to it. So I hope that doesn't happen with what I handed you tonight, because there are 7 people, well, a couple.
You just read it into our record.
Well, that's what I did the last time, all right?
I don't remember.
And this was this was 3/10/25, all right, that I wanted put in, transcribed into the minutes. It never happened. I would like to see that that doesn't happen with this here. I will look ahead of time to see that I requested this. I will look, see when the draft minutes come out, so I would hope to see that in there. If not, I will be ahead of the game and come in and do public comment to that. So, I guess that's it. And I appreciate,
Vince, can I say? So Frank,
what,
having grown up with a father as a police officer,
pardon me?
I find cop kind of slang. I understand what you're looking for,
Yeah,
but I think it's respectful if you call him an officer.
okay.
I just-
I agree, and I feel
My father
uncomfortable
was
with
a
that too.
cop, but he was an officer.
Sometimes you hear even cops
I
calling
just-
themselves cops.
I
and-
understand
And they
that.
can do that, I understand that.
Yeah,
Okay?
I just thought it was respectful if we call them officers.
Uh,
That's all.
I agree, I will keep that in mind,
Thank you.
and you probably know me well enough.
I do.
I try not to be disrespectful,
I know.
okay?
That's why I could say it to you.
Anytime you think I am, say it to my face, don't say it to somebody else.
That's why I just did. Thank you, Frank.
Well, we've always been kind of cordial, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, when you
Probably missed that. So I thank you all for your ear and your attention.
Thank you for your time.
Give you anything real quick from that?
Oh, yeah. What, did you want to ask a question first?
I just want a question relevant to this. So, when somebody stands out there flagging people with blue lights on detail, we collect a certain amount of money for the detail, am I correct?
Correct.
And a certain piece of that goes for the vehicle?
Correct. If we use a vehicle.
Yeah, how much is that roughly?
$20 an hour for the vehicle.
10, okay. Is it possible that people are out there in the blue lights, if the blue lights are needed, making less than a regular wage?
Then no.
So the rate that we pay on detail is the rate that they receive in their check?
No. It's, so the vendors charge an hourly rate. It goes to hourly, retirement, it's same breakdown.
So
We do have a
the
chart.
individuals, whoever shows up gets their rate of pay reflected?
No, it's a specific detailed rate of pay, and it also depends on who requests it.
See, what I'm trying to get at is, let's say one of these people that make a lot of money, I won't put the name out, another person that makes smaller money. Does the person making larger money per hour based on their
Oh,
salary?
I got you. They all make the same rate, no matter who works.
So
The number.
technically, a highly compensated officer could be making less money per hour than they do on their regular time.
No,
How is that?
because hourly rate is based on a different pay scale. The hourly rate on this, I believe, is around 66 an hour.
What I'm trying to get at is, without using it, one person makes $66,000 a year, which is $30 an hour, $33 an hour roughly. Another person here makes $88,000 a year, which is roughly $44 an hour. So how much do you pay the $40 an hour, $44 an hour guy for doing the detail?
Same rate.
So in other words, there's no chance of the highest paid guy earning less, because $60 goes to 40. If,
The only one who would make less is Captain Hebert if he worked it. I don't work him. Captain Hebert would make,
okay, so what do we receive for a rate? Is it different for different vendors?
no, same, well, the school has its own rate. The school, SAU has its own rate, and anybody else has a separate rate.
Guy out doing the flagging.
Right.
How much is that an hour?
66 an hour?
66 minus 20?
No,
No, it's
vehicles are
added
separate.
too.
Plus
It's added
20.
too.
Oh, thank you, I missed that.
Yes.
So in other words, it's really 88, not 86?
No, the actual hourly rate is around 90 something.
No,
Yeah, it's 88.20.
thank you. End of discussion.
Yeah.
When I heard 60, I'm trying to figure out how you could pay
Yep.
the guy his money and the numbers don't add up.
66, not in pocket, taxes still have to come out of that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
It makes more sense now. Just my curiosity, because I didn't know how that all worked.
Okay, I'll first make a point of order. If the allegation is the police department is lying, that should go to the AG's office, which Mr. Campana can initiate that complaint, and nothing else should be done until that has been investigated and the AG has made a ruling. Because that is an EES issue, and if the AG does substantiate that complaint, we're all fired. So, unless he's gonna recant the complaint, he should call the AG's office to initiate that complaint.
I don't think it was a complaint against the,
No, he said we're lying to hide stuff.
well, it's in the town report that was put out by the.
Correct.
Selectmen.
Oh, I didn't say it was valid. I just said that's his complaint, which should be investigated by the AG, because that's the appropriate course of action. And no further action should be taken toward that. The detail rate is not taxpayer funded. $0 of taxpayer money go to detail rates. As a matter of fact, the officers don't always work in the town of Weare. Off the top of my head, they work in Guilford, Litchfield, and New Boston. So they might be paid with vendors, or Litchfield was a town rate because they were filling in officer positions as the detail rate, but
And that would be included in.
Yes.
in this. So
Yes, it
not all
would.
of this is coming from the town of Ware.
Correct.
Or work that's done within the.
correct. Yes, and that's not separated at all. So, in the interest of privacy, that's why it's now reported in the way that it is, because since it's not taxpayer funded, there's no taxpayer interest in having this information.
Are they identified as Ware police officers when they're doing it?
Oh yeah, they're in uniform most of the time. I can't think of any details they've done in plain clothes.
Would they be using the town police cars outside the town?
Not typically. I only allow it in neighboring jurisdictions. New Boston, they would be allowed. I don't let them take them to Guilford or Litchfield or anywhere else. I forget what point I
So
was
say
gonna
they go to
make.
Guilford, what do they use for a vehicle?
They drive their personal vehicle and they're just working a concert there.
Do
We've
they
had
get-
2 or 3
Do
officers
they
work.
get mileage reimbursement?
No. No, that's a different rate that Guilford pays.
Oh, I just trying
We're
to,
there.
Yep. Yeah, so we operate under RSA 105. When other communities ask for assistance, we can go in as certified state police officers, not necessarily just town of Ware police officers. We're acting off our certification. They're doing it on their own time, in their own interest. They can work as much as they want, as long as it doesn't conflict with their schedule. They have to work with us, and it's not taxpayer funded. That's why the board at the time last year agreed that it shouldn't be reported. And this has been a question that's been asked repeatedly pretty much since I've been here. I've been one of the ones asking it. Why is this in there? Because that's privacy. There's no interest in any community member having this information.
anyway, no matter what time of week the officer works, that it could result in different, in their, say, overtime rate.
Okay, so, for example, if an officer is at Country Three Corners working a detail, traffic detail, and there's a head-on collision right in front of them, they're off of the detail and they're on duty with us working the accident because they're a witness, then they're now on overtime.
Sure, which, that makes sense.
But that's it.
But if they, whatever reason, have Monday, Tuesday off, and they work Monday, Tuesday detail, and
Yep.
it doesn't, and then someone else calls out, it doesn't cause extra overtime because they're on detail. It hasn't,
Correct, yeah, correct. And the union asked that they be allowed to address this also. Not really my business, per se.
And again, anytime that a town vehicle is used, the town receives that money.
$20 an hour, which has added up substantially this year, and we'll be talking about that in a very positive way in a little bit.
Now, Chief, based on your own understanding, This request came from the CBA negotiations between the town and the union.
So we were trying to still figure out during the last negotiations where this irrational, because not all towns report this, only, and there's no policy or RSA which requires this report. And so after asking and asking and asking, after the CBA was signed, 1 year after, the board at that time agreed that, yes, we don't need to report this. We need to tell the taxpayers how many hours officers are working and the amount and how much the vehicle has gotten.
The fine point of my question is, you didn't initiate this.
No, no,
It was between the CBA and the town.
correct, union. I made inquiries on behalf of good management practices,
Okay.
but
Just trying to find out what this originated.
yes, this isn't my original,
Okay, thank you.
yeah. I have no dog in this fight, per se, because I don't work it.
Unless there's any other management questions for Chief Moore related to that, we'll move on to your department head items.
All right. The first is just an update since I spoke about it last week in public regarding Central Square and the agreement/contract. After I sent in more inquiries to the salesman, we don't have to sign anything. You remember me saying Hillsborough Police Department was going to pay the whole thing? Well, Chief Parsons from Hillsborough Police Department is the only one who has to sign anything. So he's just going to get the whole bill, and then he invoices us, so we have nothing more to do with it. The attorney did ask just one question, because we did contact him, and it was just a follow. He had a question about what a certain company was, and that company was the vendor who provides our crash software. But other than that, I don't think he actually scrutinized the contract, since we don't have to
Yeah.
sign it.
He said that if we wanted it reviewed, but where we're not signing, that he'd be happy to do that. But I think that was prior to that we don't have to sign.
Yes.
So the way this mechanically works is, they will bill us,
Hillsborough Police Department will
and then
bill
we
us.
will pay it.
Yes.
Okay, so if we don't want to pay it, they will do it.
Well, they'll kick us off
I'm
if we
just
don't
trying to
pay.
say,
Yeah.
basically, it's,
We're not locked into it. If some
We're not
reason,
locked in.
say it didn't work out, you don't
Yeah.
have to do it.
No, so that, the agreement that Hillsborough has to sign, if we tell them we don't want to be on it any year, they'll take us off. And that's Central Square that takes us
that
off.
makes it simple.
I did, yes, I did confirm that also, since that was,
As far as budgeting, does that mean you need to adjust your budget for 2026?
not for 2026. So we are good with the same price we were paying through at least October 2027. Because the first year of that agreement, everybody stayed their same price, and then the prices go up.
All right, so that's something to worry about next year, and it'll be
Yes.
small.
And I'll adjust my budget at that point.
This does not go into full budget?
It will eventually, but after 27.
Well, the contract would start as early as October 2026 of this year, but it's the same price we're currently
Right,
paying.
right.
So we've already got that,
You got it locked, you got that one.
yeah.
I meant for future years.
Well, that would, you'd have to have, since this isn't a contract per se with Weare, you wouldn't go on the default until an approved budget of X amount, which X amount isn't even gonna take effect until 27.
Yeah, but the problem is, 28, there's gonna be a new amount of money.
Right.
So you're never gonna catch up at the full budget. Only
Right.
if you approve
Correct.
the budget.
The budget passes.
year.
Correct.
Yes.
Just make sure I got it right.
Yeah, and we will have that little bit of offset, like I said,
Have
from Goffstown.
something, you feel comfortable having it somewhere in your budget if we keep.
Oh, no. I have a zero-based budget. I don't have surplus funds unless we have a vacancy.
So how are we gonna fund that if something happens?
Good question. But we don't have a choice.
Go back
mean-
to paper, right?
Is what?
Go back to paper?
Yeah, I don't think anybody would be able to go back to paper. The consultation you'd have to hire to get that process going would be insane. Because that hadn't been done in 25 years.
start doing
No, it was done when I
details.
first got here.
You got
I
the
miss it.
amount in your budget
Right?
now until October of 26.
Yes.
You could
27,
start-
October
October
27,
27.
at the minimum.
You have that in the budget
Yes, sir.
currently.
You could start doing details.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, the way budgets work, I don't really
Yeah, it is what it is.
point in arguing about the end of 27, unfortunately. It'd be nice to make it happen now so that you didn't gotta worry about it, but that's just not how things work, so. Municipal government, so. I guess you're good for this year,
Good for this year.
and most of next year.
Yes.
Okay,
All right, next
next.
item, if you want to take one of these and pass them around. Because vehicles aren't approved on an annual basis, our mobile data terminals, the computers we have inside the car, still need replaced at least about every 5 or 6 years. The problem we were having with those is they were still on the Windows 9 operating system, because Windows is now on Windows 11, although they're loading them up with Windows 10. They're no longer compliant with our criminal justice information systems regulations, so we lost 4 computers. We were going to look for funding at the end of last year. Of course, there was no funding within the year purchases. But as luck actually worked in our favor this time, we got a grant. The New Hampshire Department of Highway Safety put out a little blurb about a J1 grant available for MDTs, mobile data terminals. I've got a quote. This is an 80-20 split grant. The cost for 4 computers, 1 printer, because we've already got 3 printers which were attained on grant, so they're not eligible. So 4 computers, 1 grant is $29,438. 80% of that purchase price will be reimbursed, which is $23,551.17, and we would have to pay 20%, totaling $5,887.79. We have those cruiser detail funds that can be used to facilitate this purchase. It just has to be proportional. This is definitely proportional to its use. So I would ask for a motion that I be allowed to apply for the New Hampshire Department of Highway Safety J1 grant to replace 4 vehicle mobile data terminals at the cost described. And once we actually receive reimbursement, the reimbursed funds shall be returned to the cruiser detail fund. I've got that written down.
I'm gonna ask if you thought my memory was that good.
Right there. See, if anything does anything to move this question.
No, I'm gonna, we'll discuss it.
Should we get our new car this year?
That's going to be coming up in the warrant article. Yes, that will reduce the cost.
Article by the cost?
Yes.
Good.
One of those computers is for the new.
$6,000?
Yep. Yes, sir.
What if you don't get the grant?
Oh, I'm gonna get the grant. They
Okay.
yeah, they're looking for it.
Fair enough.
Gonna get it.
Yeah,
All right.
they were very positive. It was a little blurb. I don't think many people saw it. I was like, yeah, and they got to submit it by February. So
Okay.
yeah, my paperwork. So once you guys approve, it'll be in tomorrow. Make sure I get this one because this is a big need.
Well, I guess I'm not sure why we wouldn't take free money, so. So anyway, any other discussion before I read a motion? All right. I move to approve the Chief Moore to apply for the NHDOS J1 grant to replace 4 vehicle mobile data terminals at the cost of $29,438.96. The grant is an 80-20 split with 80% of the purchase reimbursed by grant totaling $23,551.17, and 20% of the purchase made by the town totaling $5,887.79 through the cruiser detail funds shall be used to facilitate this purchase. Once the purchase reimbursed, the reimbursement funds shall be returned to the cruiser detail fund. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Thank you.
I already got it.
Thank you. Okay.
I'm one
And
step
that's
ahead
it
of
for
you.
me until warrant articles.
All right.
Let's see if anybody else had anything for me.
No, sir.
Thank you.
Continue discussion warrant articles. Beth?
So what's the magic number for the police cruiser now? Assuming we get this.
I'll come talk about it as soon as she gets it.
here.
What question is he
question?
asking?
Wonder what the new cruiser number would be.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't have that either.
79,719.
Actually, I have a pile from Bruce, so why don't you give me one more? Please, thank you.
I guess just kind of recap us where we left off last week.
Okay, so next Monday night's gonna be your budget public hearing. So on the spreadsheet I gave you today, I don't know if you wanna do it tonight or we can do it next week. I need to know which speaker is going, which selectman's gonna speak on which warrant article. Because believe it or not, deliberative is next Saturday. Not this coming Saturday, next Saturday.
Really?
Correct? Two,
I was gonna say, it's
not this
deliberative
one. 31st.
first,
Yeah.
yeah.
Phew.
So we really need to get the speakers. So think about it.
Because Beth put
Which ones?
together a book for you guys haven't been here. So if it's easier if we know, she knows
Yeah.
which speaker, so that she can give to you pages to your book.
Which we typically try to disperse amongst people with somewhat of background, so I usually cheated and took the highway stuff, because I know a little bit about it.
But that's something you can think about, and when all five of you are together, we can work on that. All right, so the operating budget changed just a little bit from the last time you saw it. That's because we had to add the heat and the electricity for the stone building. So that went back into the proposed budget.
Like 2,400 bucks?
What?
Like 2,400 bucks?
Yeah. I do have a situation on the second warrant article. So, back in the beginning of December, I presented the veterans, total service disability change. Last week, a warrant article was presented to increase the veterans and the all veterans. So if we increase the veterans and all veterans to $750, this change will also have to add that extra $250. You know what I'm saying? So this one was the 1,400 plus the 500. If we change that 500 in a separate warrant article, what are we gonna do with this one? Does that make sense?
Say that one more time.
Okay,
Sorry.
so last week, a warrant article was
I
presented to
remember
change
that.
the veterans from 5 to 750.
Yes.
Okay. With the permanent disability veterans credit, it was the 1,400 plus that 500. And now
Can
we're,
you go above 1,900
so it's 1,900 combined.
today?
Correct.
Can you go above 1,900?
Yes.
Oh, so it's another 250 on top.
Yes, but do you want that in the wording? What happens if the other warrant article fails? Yeah, I don't know if we should have in an extra long wording
Probably,
if the previous warrant article fails, or,
probably.
but that's gonna
guess.
confuse.
That's tough, huh?
I've been trying to figure out how to word that without it being super long, because it's gonna be confusing anyways.
We're gonna raise the credit from 5 to 700. So if the warrant article just basically talks about that, and with the understanding that we're gonna actually have to touch it in multiple places to have, so that it touches all the different credits. Because they would all go from 5 to 750.
Correct. The veterans and the all veterans will go from 500 to 750.
Yes.
So you're saying,
Can you have a disabled, fully disabled for either one of those?
yes, so currently we have, how many do we have? We have 34 that are receiving the total disabled credit, which is the 1,400 plus 500, because right now they can stack them.
But my question was,
Yep.
there's two flavors of veterans,
Yes.
okay? Can either one of those both get the 14? If you're in Group A or Group B, can they both get the 14 on top of whatever we give them for the base? Can disabled veterans qualify for $1,400 on top of whatever we give them on the, whether it's 500 or 750? Have I misunderstood this? If
I'm
it
a
is,
little
it won't matter. If it's only for one, it becomes a different issue.
Well, right now, if you're totally disabled and you're a veteran, you get the $500, because all veterans get $500, and then you get an additional
I
$1,400.
got that. So it
Stack 'em.
doesn't matter which group you're in, they can both get the 14 on top of the veterans.
Correct, if you're
Okay.
totally disabled, if you're, yes.
Right. So if you make it 750, so now it goes up to 2150?
$2,150.
So why do you need to have both languages? Because you can make it,
Because the first warrant article is gonna be to change the veterans credit, because we can no longer stack them.
right?
So you're saying change it to 2,150.
No?
We're changing it to 1,900, because right now
Oh,
it's,
this gets back to the...
You can't stack, right.
you can't
I
stack.
forgot
That was a
that.
new one.
I forgot that.
So we can change it to 2,150 and hope that the veterans also passes and they get 750 instead of 500.
What if you don't, I mean, this, can you just say, this is for, so the 1,400 is what's in question on the first one, right?
Well, what's in question is, the 1,400 is a given.
I gotta read the first one. I don't know. I don't know what it says. Or the number 2.
So right now, they get the 1,400 and the 500.
Okay. So can we move this?
But in the future, they can't stack them anymore. So they don't get both. They get one. They get a disability.
You get the higher of the two?
Yes.
So it's either 750 or it's 1,400 in the future.
In the future, yes. But we thought we could just change the disability one to 1,900, 14 plus the 500. Instead of stacking them, they're now just getting the 1,900.
And then last week threw a wrench in it, when you went to a 750.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because remember, this first one you talked about was because of House Bill 99. They changed it.
Is it possible to put in this motion, 500 to 750 and 1,400? So we have one warrant article and not two?
I don't
That'd
think
be
so,
real-
only because your service-connected total and permanent disability was part of an amendment by House Bill 99. And you're taking the 500 to 750 as your local, it wasn't a House bill, so it's two different,
Two different things.
right, it's two different things.
Well, I guess it looks like a wordy second.
So we would do the veterans and all credits first, and then the second one would be the disability credit with, if the previous warrant article passed, it would be this amount. If the previous warrant article fails, it would be this amount.
But if you do the first one that we just said it, and the second one is the 500 goes to 750, you haven't got to say anything else, because it's already passed on the first one. The stack to 19. I mean, 500 becomes
But
750.
your guy that's stacked at 19's not gonna get the 750, he's only gonna get 500.
Your second article will.
But you
14.
can't stack it. You can't, right now you get 14 and 5, that's where the 19.
that.
So if you're gonna go to 19 point blank, that's all they're gonna get is 19.
I'm saying, if you do the first article, just like you got, and the second article someplace else says the 500 becomes 750, you're just changing the first article's number. Does that work? Because you're just modifying the 500 at that point. But the previous article already decided this both.
I-
Want to make that.
Let's see how the warrant article was actually worded.
And can these articles be put back to back instead of,
Oh, yeah.
2 to,
Yeah, they came in
We'll
late.
move 'em.
Yeah.
yeah.
So they can be the previous warrant article,
So
if the
you
previous warrant
keep
article.
the 751 fresh in the mind and not 14 or
down.
15 articles in between.
Maybe you could say, should the first one, previous article passed, it's this, and if it's not, it's this. I don't know how to do
Yeah.
it in a second.
That's how long the warrant article is now. And then we're gonna put if the previous warrant article passes, this will be 2150, if it fails, this will be 19. So do you wanna move the 500 to 750 up to number 2 and move this one to number 3 and move everything down? Do you want them at the top?
Guess so.
Okay,
Beth,
yeah. Yeah, not, an
can
idea?
you do it in both? Can you modify the provisions previously approved for the tax exempt credit of 1,900, or whatever it's gonna be, for totally service permanent disability, and move 500 to 750 all in one swoop, so it's not two different articles, so it's all or nothing?
Wasn't,
That's what,
that was just asked. You said it couldn't be, because one was House Bill 99, one was local?
Well, I think that's the question, and then
Okay.
your backup would tell you why we did what we did. I thought about it after I opened my mouth,
Okay.
sorry. I'm
So-
wondering if we could ask legal to put them both together and make one article
That'd be the way.
where it's all or nothing for the veterans, meaning yes is that yes, but I think it has to be, because your question is first, and then we write, if approved, it takes effect, and explain ourselves. I know it's gonna be a little wordier, but then
I
it's
think
not.
you'd have a better chance of it passing if somehow we could get it all in one, even if it's wordy.
Well, that's what I was
I
thinking
feel
too.
like you have two, somebody's gonna just
Confused
think
ones.
it's offset and get confused and vote yes and no, and they don't even know what they're voting for. and-
I'd like to try to
Okay.
combine them if we can.
Yeah, and put the 5 to 750 first
Yeah,
in the warrant article, and then
Yeah.
due to this increase.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's
Yep.
what we're
If
thinking.
possible, just, to me, it'd be best, I mean, because sometimes you have offsetting ones, this passes, this doesn't, and if people are
Yeah.
used to that, and they go,
so
they get tired of this, yes and no, they don't even know what they're voting for, where if it's, I think they see one, even if it's wordy, they'd have a hard time believing a veteran credit wouldn't pass, and,
Well, that's what I thought, and the wording would be like, the veteran's word would be like really up close. So
Yeah.
you don't even have to read the whole paragraph.
for
just
some
kinda-
weird reason, the article fails. What does that do to that?
That's 500.
The disabled would stay at 1,400,
Yeah.
and veterans and all veterans would stay at 500.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a no
It would
means
still
no.
be 1,900, it just wouldn't be the 2,150.
No, a disabled veteran would only get the 1,400.
You can't stack anymore.
They would no longer be able to
Oh, that's
stack.
the one they can't stack.
They can't
Right, I
stack, so
get
they'd
that.
only get 1,400.
Okay.
And then the all veterans and veterans would get their 5 that they're currently receiving.
Okay.
But I think it has to be well explained, but I'd
Yes.
rather
Right.
have one than two.
I think so.
I think it'd be
Are there any
much cleaner.
residents that are, they're not getting both now, right?
I'm
They are,
sure.
the
You can't
disabled
stack.
are,
Yeah, the disabled.
they're stacking them.
Right.
They get the 1,400 and the
You have to make
500.
a choice.
But House
one
Bill
or the other.
99's, the stacking is gone. They only get the one. So they're recommending that most towns put a warrant article
So
on.
99 bill did that?
House Bill 99 did that part.
What was the strategy?
So they're getting
I don't remember.
money taken away then?
Yeah, it prohibits veterans from receiving both the RSA 72:35 credit and the standard veterans credit under RSA 72:28. Veterans will now be eligible to receive only one of these credits, not both. So we're just gonna,
So we're
so they're
governed by
receiving
law.
1,900 now, we just wanna,
So we're governed by law,
Continue.
how much we can give.
Right, well,
Well, no, you guys.
not the how much.
Not the
not the
dollar
dollar
amount,
amount.
how it works.
Just which RSA did it click?
Let me just
Right.
state this again.
Right.
So we are fixed by statute on what we can give for an exemption.
How many exemptions?
Huh?
We're fixed by how many
I'm
exemptions.
saying-
We can make whatever dollar amount we want to make, we just can't
Yeah, up
give
to a
both
certain
of them,
amount.
right.
Correct. And I think what it is really just in their counting, because right now they count disabled vets, but disabled vets are also counted in veterans, so you're counting them twice. That could be
I see.
what they're trying to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
like
don't
the
know the
idea of
reasoning.
combining.
yeah,
It's just-
let's see if we can go, let's see if the attorney can, or you guys and can,
All right,
Pencil
that
it.
work.
take a lot of stuff out, put some
Yeah.
stuff in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, Chief Moore went over, the police cruiser.
Not so
Anything else?
fast.
So, you wanna
The
talk about?
police cruiser, which is now 79,719,
Yeah, there.
are we going to change the revenue side? Or are we gonna change the raise from taxes side to accommodate that?
Raise from taxes.
So we're gonna drop the taxes down,
Yes, sir.
keep the same amount coming out of the revolving fund?
So, raise from taxes will be 54,436.
Yeah, the warrant article was previously asking for $60,000. Now the warrant article will be asking for, in tax revenue, $54,436.
Yep. Very good, thank
Oh,
you.
you had it all done.
So this,
You had it all done.
So that's the proposal.
so line 6 needs to be changed then?
Yes, the proposed number is gonna be 79,719. Less revenues will stay the same. Raise from taxation will change to 54,436.
Very good.
Okay,
Perfect.
what other ones are we?
How did it change and where's the discount?
We got
Computer grant, that he's hoping to get tomorrow.
Oh, that's the grant?
Yeah.
Gotcha,
Getting a computer on grant instead of having to pay for it.
gotcha,
You
okay.
gotta, like, confirm that before next week, right?
I'll confirm it as soon as I can. The paperwork will be in tomorrow.
Okay.
Just before the public hearing, we tell the public that's what's happening, like.
Yeah. Well, it probably won't be before, I think it's gotta go to the governor because of the amount, if I'm not mistaken. But I know it's an end of February grant.
So that
But
would-
I'm good with this direction. I'm very comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
And if not, I'll be asking for some more special revenue detail funds for a computer.
Okay,
Okay, on to warrant
so
articles.
all
So the other,
becoming clear now.
the other one that I still have a question on is gonna be the conservation, but two of you said you were going to attend their meeting. It's regarding the town-owned land.
Okay, let's just take 7. 7 doesn't change. Library doesn't change. 8.
Nope.
DPW part-time transit doesn't change. Transfer station scale's the same. Ventilator, carport, solar array
Wait.
still the same.
One
Wait,
second.
wait, carport,
Carport's changed?
yeah. Maybe.
Why, I
Good
put
change.
them down.
You're gonna like this one. So, alternate funding source for the proposed warrant article. Our vehicle detail funds, funded by vendors, not taxpayers, our current balance is $73,589. They've been working a lot of details. We have 2 expenditures pending. One is for the warrant article for the cruiser, $16,566, and then the 4 MDTs, which were just approved, and that'll be $5,888. So we have $51,135 remaining. To use special detail funds, it has to be proportional to the equipment it's used by. I can justify
Meaning
using
what, can you? Meaning what, proportion?
Carport.
proportional. So if a car, just say a car is used for 20% of its time on details, I can justify using the revenue from special detail funds to offset that cruiser. Make sense?
Yep.
Carport, Sergeant Montplaisir actually had a very good idea. The carport's a 50-year building, so proportionally, I can absolutely justify that as to being a proportional equipment usage. It's made of 12-gauge steel, rated for our environment, and like I said, it has at least a 50-year life cycle. I'm still $30,000 over 50 years is $600 annually. It provides space for 5 vehicles, which breaks down to $120 annually per vehicle. A carport will reduce the damage to the vehicles as it is frequently damaged due to environmental issues. We've had to replace decals. We currently have to replace door panels, stuff like that. But we can absolutely justify getting a carport with special detail funds. It would also, approval of course, would also reduce my budget by $2,500 because we pay for rental space, because one of those bays is evidence storage. So not only are we not using taxpayer funds to get this done finally, we're going to be saving the taxpayers money. So I'm requesting to use special detail funds for this project rather than through taxation, up to $30,000 for the purchase and installation of a 5-bay carport with evidence storage. If approved, the warrant article would be obsolete and removed from consideration.
When you say justify it to the DRA,
With the
what are you
what?
justifying it to?
Good question. I don't know if we ever get audited on the special detail fund.
You do.
Yeah,
Somebody.
Okay.
Okay.
So who is it?
well, the auditors will look at it first, and if they have a question, they'll forward it to the Department of Revenue.
Okay, so they'll be call me. But like I said, a 50-year building life cycle, I can proportionally justify that.
On the call, should they call you?
Oh, yes, definitely. I always do him first.
So, we usually get audited
Annually.
annually, but we need to know this now. Is that something you call the auditors now, or is it something we gotta wait to see if we did it right or wrong?
I mean, I can run it by them.
How, I mean, I guess I'm just wondering how you guys revision this work. I don't wanna say, yeah, sounds like a good idea, and the auditors come in and say, no, what are you guys thinking, and it's too late now, we took it off the warrant, and
Yeah, usually questions like this we ask before they go on to the warrant. We've tried to use the detail to offset the cruisers. There was something.
If it's a yes, do we just say yes tonight based on the yes?
I mean, to me, if it's cruiser detail money and we're building something that's gonna house cruisers and cruisers only, it's not a loophole to me, it's spending what it's meant for, personally, but I just wanna make sure that
Sure.
if it's up to the auditors, we're not waiting for the auditors to tell us what we screwed up, that's my concern. Who do we ask beforehand?
Well, she
That's all.
said you could float it over to him.
Oh, okay, I just was wondering.
We won't know that
I wonder
tonight,
what the intent was, yeah.
but for your public hearing, you might be able to remove it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or you can just, based on the response I get, remove it.
Yeah, so
We
it doesn't
agree on
have
it
to show.
tonight based on a
Or
favorable.
contingent upon that?
Yeah, you can do it contingent.
Sounds good.
on that.
Yeah.
If you see it next Monday, it means the auditor said no.
If you see it Monday night on the
Does
list.
that need a
then it-
motion even, or?
To remove it?
Yeah.
I would.
I had the first part of it written.
First part of what, the motion?
There you go, Benji.
All right, Jack, I tried to give it to
That's
you.
what
The first part, but I didn't have the, how to remove it written up.
All right, make a motion for Chief Moore to use up to $30,000 special detail funds to complete the 5-bay carport with evidence storage project. And this will be contingent on any favorable audit review. Sound good?
Yes, second.
And therefore, that will be removed from the warrant articles.
Yeah.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Easy button.
You're on a roll, Chief. Get any more money
No,
to
sir.
save us?
All done.
Take my pencil?
Nope. I got a pen, can you?
10.
All right, so that left us at
13.
13.
Solar array.
13. So 14 is transfer station. And what was percentage change to?
100%?
100%.
150 to 100?
It's 50 now, right?
Good night.
Correct. Correct. Sorry.
Okay. How, does anybody have anything to say about that?
I mean,
Worst case scenario, we're back to where we were.
I believe that what we're gonna hear, just for consideration, and it's not because I'm against this, I'm all for it. The one question I got, I'm the one that started it as Public Works Director, the one question I got is, why didn't you do 100 instead of 50? So I'm in favor of this. And my answer is because I was afraid 50 wouldn't fly, so. But we heard last year that the trucking from recyclable still comes out of the budget. So going to complete 100%, there was,
can you put that in the warrant article by saying less the trucking?
It
well,
is.
that'd be,
Is it in there?
Yep,
it is in there.
it is in there. All expenditures related to recyclables, the disposal and hauling.
What's
Because
that?
It's
sometimes-
not now, right?
No, it's not.
Right.
No.
What's the trucking based on is it like 20% of
Do
that?
you have the warrant article? My laptop's dead
Well,
in the water.
It's hard to say, because it certainly depends on price recyclable.
Is it most of the money?
No, not usually, but
Yeah, this is what you gave me.
really depends on the price recyclable.
This may be worse than 50%. I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
I mean, 50%, we got half in the bag. This
Maybe
here
the next
would
page,
be
I didn't flip any
40%.
further.
And I got a point, yeah.
So it was to amend the, just want to make sure, yeah. The warrant article that we have so far is, shall the town vote to amend the funding mechanism of the transfer station special revenue fund previously established under RSA 31:95-C by authorizing that all expenditures related to recycling operations, including but not limiting to recyclable disposal and hauling, be paid from the transfer station special revenue fund rather than from the town's operating budget, and further to increase the percentage of revenues derived from recycling operations deposited into said fund from 50 to 100%.
Well, I actually think that's good. I appreciate that you guys and Jay took that from last year, because it was a point I never thought of, and that will further reduce the operating budget by a substantial amount in the future.
Yeah, I want to say,
Probably wouldn't hurt.
it's almost 30,000.
I was gonna say, it wouldn't hurt if you brought those numbers to tell
Yeah,
people.
she-
Oh, I have them.
What's
Yeah,
our
we have them over the last 5 years.
What's our total recycling revenue?
Revenue, I think we bring in about 75 to 80 a year,
So you subtract how much from that?
30.
30?
We still get a little more than 50.
40,
Yeah,
50, and,
So it's about the same.
well, that's what I was
But
wondering.
it's
it's a little
gonna-
more, but we're
It'd
taking,
be a little more, but you're taking it right off the operating budget, which is
yes.
that's gonna be a big deal,
Okay.
especially
Just
for a
wonder if
smaller
this is
budget.
a good deal on the face. I guess it is.
I think the end of the year, I don't think he's gonna see a whole lot more money in the kitty, but, especially depending on the price of recycling, which I've always said, two things drive recycling, high oil prices and war, so if if everything's good shape and low oil prices are good, then recycling sucks, and if we're, so, but
China doing
that is the
recycling?
truth too.
Is it?
China doing it or not?
Right, so, but it cleans it up, takes it all, I like it, I like that a lot, actually,
Yep.
personally, so, I'm in
Get it
favor
out
of
of the
that.
operating budget.
It'll,
This
in the
is
long run, really, it'll,
15?
I think that's, well, one more point, I think it's important to put that in, that it's coming out of the operating budget, because this just looks like they're gonna get extra money
well,
into
it
the
will in
transfer
future
station
years,
fund.
it won't for 26, because if it don't float, we need to have it in the operating budget.
Correct.
Well, I understand that, but
27, it'll be a
something,
big difference.
something to say this will offset or reduce the operating or something.
Yeah,
There needs to be some kind of wording, because my concern is that people will see that as double dipping for the transfer station fund.
So in the mailer, so that's your question, but in the mailer, you do your purpose and why we're doing it. And same
Right.
thing at deliberative session, we
Okay.
would do the same.
Okay,
We'll sell it. You have to sell it.
Because in the warrant
I
article.
understand. You know what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah, in the warrant article, it says, all expenditures related to recycling operations be paid from this fund. And then we're also asking to increase it from 50 to 100. And it says to be paid from the transfer station special revenue fund rather than from the town's operating
Okay,
budget.
okay.
Yeah.
And
I
then
guess the wording
further
does-
to increase the
The wording
percentage.
does take care of it. It's just,
so, how does that work? I'm sure
little
it's figured in, how does that work? Because the original wording said, any money spent had to be approved at town vote, so how will that be worked to pay bills weekly?
For this one,
And to change it, I mean, is it just as long as that's in there? The original one said that it had to be.
no, so it'll be net out, so the only thing going into the fund will be the net expenditures, or the revenue less the expenditures. That money goes into the fund, and then we have to go to town meet to spend that.
Spend it on
Okay, as
equipment.
long as,
Yeah,
okay.
only the net
She's
goes
gonna
in.
net out.
okay.
I understand how it's gonna work, I just wanna make sure that, because of wording from previously, that's legal, that
Yeah, we're not taking money out of the fund to pay the expenditures.
it's gonna be done, gotcha.
Yeah, the revenue's just gonna be less going into the fund.
I think that's, I don't know who wouldn't like that. Right?
Okay, the next one's gonna be the fire detail revolving fund. Any questions on that one? On the cypre money for the cemeteries, Town Administrator Bolton went over last week the gravel permit going to the planning board, not the Board of Selectmen. I reviewed the supervisors of the checklist once the term change. The increase to the veterans is gonna be merged with the disability. Now we're into the conservation, the town-owned land to conservation. There's two of you that were going to attend the meeting because you were questioning map 407 lot 1. Are two of you still planning on attending the meeting?
You gonna go Wednesday night?
I'm planning on going.
Okay.
Bruce was the other one.
Bruce, okay.
Jack, you going to conservation Wednesday night?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh. Three of you going to the meeting?
Well, Bruce, I don't think will be back.
Oh, okay.
We better
He
make
was
sure.
supposed to, but I don't think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the two of you. Okay.
If I see his truck, I'll just stay outside.
We'll see my truck.
Then the conservation for the forester, and then a newly added one, fireworks.
So in November, before I departed with you, we got a request to add the $10,000 for fireworks for this year. Totally, until she asked me last week when we did this, somebody watched and said, what happened to the forest, the firework article? Therefore, I shared it with you, and that's why it's on here.
Good.
People can vote on it, or, you know. We did get, just to let you know, petitions are by tomorrow. We did get a petition for, this one right here, but it's just individual papers. It's for asking the general court to establish an independent redistricting commission to ensure fair and transparent voting districts that represent all voters equally and without favor to any political party. I got a request to be put on the ballot. So tomorrow's the deadline for any other petitions, if you see any others.
Well, as far as the fireworks go, I'm always in favor of letting the people vote
Especially
on it.
50.
Yeah, I wasn't
It's
I wasn't
250th
in
year
favor
this
of
year.
taking it off. It didn't give the voters the chance to vote on it, so I'd give them the chance and,
Jack makes a point, though, this is the 250th
Yeah,
year
well.
for the birthday, for the whole,
it's up to
I
the
think it would pass.
good thing.
We used to, the selectmen used to put it on the ballot every year.
Yeah.
It fell off.
and then they had a successful donor.
Right.
And now that's
Yeah.
stopped, yeah. They had one person that paid for it, and then that stopped. He no longer does that.
It's just interesting how we all acclimated to the new normal.
Right.
And the
Well,
last,
last year it was said that, and we didn't have it really, so it was, anyway.
no, got zeroed out, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We zeroed a few out, and I'm not, just soon let them, when I have something on there, let them decide.
Yeah, but like you said, with the anniversary this year,
250th anniversary
Yeah.
should make a difference.
so. And the last item was, I did finally receive from someone regarding the Parks and Recs. I went through DRA, the auditors, and Steve Whitley finally responded, so. So he does not believe that the current purpose of the revolving fund accepts donations to acquire parcels. So he says that the Board of Selectmen change the purpose of the current fund to include that additional purpose to acquire land, to add the additional purpose of acquiring real estate to be used consistent with the purpose, or a separate fund altogether. So do you want to amend? Is this something they want to see this year?
I would say to have a separate fund. if
A
that's
separate
still-
fund,
if
okay.
that's still available. And that way we have the revolving fund that goes on for regular maintenance and purchasing random equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have one that's specifically for the purchase of land.
Okay,
If we could do purchase and development, I think we'd be okay with that.
okay.
That would be my recommendation.
Is the board okay with adding a warrant article to establish a Parks and Rec revolving fund for the purpose of acquiring and developing?
Acquiring and or development.
To be funded by,
Well, this would be for, what?
Future acquisitions?
right, but the funds would come from,
Undefined.
There's no,
donations?
I guess that, you know, whether it's donations or what, we're not establishing a fund with existing revenues, we're not gonna
No.
put any fund, this is just creating it.
Right, I just think it might help it if you said, if people think you're establishing a fund and they're putting the money into it versus if it's intended for donations of some sort, I think it would help it to pass if you stated that, I guess is my.
Well, do you want to be limited to just donations?
No, I don't care, I was,
No, that's the,
Yeah.
where else would I don't care, I just.
So I think, if I'm thinking you might put capital improvements once you guys, would it be part of the CIP program to, if you found something?
It has to be voted by the town. for
Correct.
donation.
right.
I wouldn't.
You know, right now, there is nothing on the radar, but would it just be established a fund so that if next year or a plan gets developed so that property could be looked
Okay.
at or
that's
something, it
fine.
would
I
go
just-
through the,
If somebody wants to donate
That's just
money
my
too,
thought.
it's a good place to park.
Right, yeah. If somebody wants to, I guess that's the question, how do you put in there, you know, we don't wanna limit, you know, where
Yeah.
the fund's coming from.
Stated as such.
Okay.
Alright.
The question I have is, depending on the fund, you have to go back to the voters for approval. What happened if land becomes
Well,
available?
that was
July.
the thing, that this would be something that the Board of Selectmen would be able to, you know, use, either purchase something that came up on the market immediately, or at least put down payment toward.
Okay.
You know, that'd be something that this board would expend, not that it would go to the, not have to go back to the town. Otherwise, we just might as well just put a warrant article in every year.
Yeah, yeah. I was saying someone might want to gift land, but the Parks and Recs has to pay for some kind of,
legal.
yeah,
Yeah.
part of it, but it's only open July through October window, where they're gonna sell it, you know?
No,
And-
revolving, is it revolving, doesn't go back to town meeting, special does?
Correct, special revenue does.
So it's a revolving fund, I would think we'd establish,
Okay.
so that you're authorized as people to expend.
'Cause that's the big ticket question there, is to be able to respond when a piece of property
Yeah.
comes up and say,
In this
hey,
market."
we happen to have the funds, let's,
Yeah.
and this would make it
We could
great.
provide a fundraiser for a future piece,
Exactly.
yeah, sure.
Okay, that is it on the warrant articles. You guys
Park's
will,
not gonna meet until after Monday, so.
yeah, but if you guys, once you get to deliberative session, decide against it,
Yep.
you can say, hey, we want to withdraw this warrant article.
We talked about it, and I don't think I'm stepping out of turn to suggest it this way.
Yeah. Well, just took longer than we wanted to get
Yeah.
the response we wanted.
Thank you.
So hopefully by Friday, I will email the workbooks for you
Okay.
to review over the weekend, and if you have any questions from now until Monday night at 7.
Okay.
And did you need us to go over who's gonna answer what?
Well,
No,
you're
I think it's
missing
best
one,
if you're
so-
all 5, because then you just give Bruce all the hard ones.
Yeah, we should vote tonight on that, actually.
Don't know how it happened,
But
Bruce, but
if-
you're doing all of
And
it.
Yeah.
Me and James, I guess, kinda know, but for the other three of you, we try to pick stuff we might have a little background, or either on those committees, or you know. The gravel pit thing, I know Jack's been involved in, I would think that he would take that one.
Yeah,
Take all of it.
Okay, that's fine, so,
yeah, yeah.
right, in the Parks and Rec. So, what's next?
I'm waiting for Jack to get back.
He said we can move on.
Oh, okay, we're gonna talk about the River Road Bridge, so,
Yeah.
and then I'll leave.
Do you wanna read the manifest? I mean, my report's
Yeah.
quick.
Do your report.
All right, so my report, basically is, we're gonna continue to finalize tonight. They have a public hearing Monday night for the budget default and warrant articles at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow night, we're going to the finance committee. I don't know how many of you, because I don't think we posted.
Their
so-
agenda just says Selectman Dearborn.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, no, if, I didn't,
I'm just saying.
post,
Being
we
here,
didn't post,
whatever.
for- well, two of you
Well,
can.
I think yourself and Jack
Right.
comprised answers to questions, so I would see if it's not a meeting, or
We didn't post, it's too late. We didn't post for all of you to go.
I'm not allowed to be there and,
You can watch from home. I
we
just,
can't actually be there as public.
you what?
I said even though if we put the other hat on, we can't even be there for public, we gotta be.
Well, see, I had asked that question before,
Yeah.
whether it was about conservation or finance, and I said, well, you could be there.
I
It's
don't
not
think
a-
so.
Which is what I thought.
Yeah, where they're
was
talking
fine.
about our articles, I don't think. I think 2 of you can go. I think, are you going? And I'm going, so there's 4 of us going. But we don't count. You guys are the ones.
Did you want to go?
I don't have to go. I can watch from home. She said I can.
You may be out.
Really?
Which really irritates me, because I purposely took tomorrow off because the weather
I'm
was.
just kidding. That's like.
I do
really?
think, I do think,
So
I do
tired.
think 2 of us ought to go, at least show that who's interested. I guess my initial
So
thought
they're
was you
meeting
and
to-
Jack could work together on that, but if you aren't gonna go, then I guess me and James can cross.
Just
that.
let James know if you're not gonna make it.
No, I'm planning on going, but if you, I'm deferring if somebody else wants to go.
No, have at it.
Okay.
All right, and then, I'm not sure where we are with the building permit software. I meant to ask Bruce, but he's not here. I'm not sure if are we playing in the sandbox with it?
I don't have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, because that was supposed to happen on 12/5.
Really?
On 12/5, they were supposed to upload it so Melissa and Cam could
Oh.
play. I guess I called it sandbox, it said here, but.
Right.
Yeah, I have no
Um,
idea.
So that's still pending on here, and then the 2026 deliberative session, which is gonna be Saturday the 31st at the Weare Middle School, starting at 9.
It's the first time it ain't been in February?
We bounce back and forth. It was years back in January, but we don't set the calendar, NHMA does.
Yeah.
So NHMA gives you first and second session, so usually you're right. But I'm not sure whether there's X amount, maybe there's 5 Saturdays, so maybe they did it that way. Nothing, I haven't done anything more than that. I just kind of keep the address going. That's basically all I had.
I'll read the manifest real quick.
Yeah.
Move to order the treasurer to sign the payroll and account payables checks dated January 15th, 2026, is included in the following manifest. Payroll manifest, $105,655.02 per weekly payroll. 2025 accounts payable manifest, $126,171.88. 2026 accounts payable manifest, $112,711.27. John Stark accounts payable manifest, $250,000. Weare School accounts payable manifest, $750,000, for a grand total of $1,344,538.17. Have a second.
Second.
All in favor? It was just a
Aye.
manifest, Jack?
Aye.
Yes.
Okay.
There was one last item on the warrant articles. Last week you discussed possibly a warrant article for the bridge. So Jack, do you want to review your conversation with Mr. Marshall?
Yes, thank you for the segue. I raised some questions last week regarding the funding. And since that time, I met with Beth and I met with Naomi, and Naomi saved me from myself, so I didn't read the 483 pages of the bridge contract, or whatever it is. And basically, the state was given effectively 5 options, ranging from fix the holes in the deck to totally replacing the bridge, including the concrete. They chose that one, which is $3.5 million. So if you look at this page, let's see if I get my stuff straight here. So, there's an extra line here.
I'm gonna read real quick, but I did look this over and I so
Yep.
keep going, Jack.
If I have a piece of paper. Okay. Did you want me to continue? Okay. So if you take a look at the total here, we are actually under by, well, I thought we were under by less than $2,000. You showed the same here, Beth?
What do you mean under? I'm sorry.
Oh, that's correct, yes. The 4,162,000 versus the 39,135. This one on the right-hand side is correct, the total. And it's because this, on the left-hand side, is what the state has approved for their budget. So what came in for the bid for the engineering work, the 227,279 and the 3.5 on top of the 138.5 that we already spent, comes in under the $4.162 million. So ideally, we have that money, and on top of that, we also will not spend the right-of-way money, which is $51,850. So we're gonna be under by about $53,000 for the total cost of the bridge, based on 3.5 million for the actual construction. Now, that bid was established last December, so it's relatively fresh, and between the way they bid it, they believe they have enough money, and they anticipated the inflationary costs for this construction. And the way the construction is gonna be worked is, it'll probably start in 2027, thereabouts. And it's kind of the deal where it's gonna take between 9 and 15 months to complete. In this bid, there is no temporary bridge. So all people have to do a detour for that period of time, between 9 and 15 months, which will probably be later half of 27 through and the 28 ideally. So we have enough money. Came in under what the state budgeted based on where they thought the proposal was gonna go. So we're in good shape.
So we don't need a warrant article.
No, not for extra money. So we should have a reserve in there, 10% of the $53,000, 20% of the $53,000 in our account.
Yep.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.
I don't know if you did the minutes, because I posted them late this afternoon. You had a chance to look at them. You can table them till next week.
For the 5th?
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
We didn't, I was gonna say, we didn't have a meeting, did we?
I read at 4 o'clock. I didn't see it.
You had a meeting last week. You had a meeting last week.
We
It
did.
was my first time back.
Yeah, we did.
What was the meeting that I missed?
I
Was
don't
the
know.
meeting before that?
Wow.
I wasn't here for that
What's the
one.
last one you remember?
Meeting where I said, geez, I don't feel good? And Bruce said,
You were here last week. We're all here last
Yeah,
week.
you were all here.
They were all here Tuesday.
Someone else would be
Anyway, we'll postpone them to,
No, we're good.
what meeting am I thinking
we'll
of?
push them off. How's that?
Okay.
So we go to Selectmen Committee updates. I guess I'll offer an apology. I haven't been that good about attending all the cemetery meetings for various reasons. But I do just want to throw out that I do support the cemeteries and the committee and all the work that they do. And I always vote yes for the work that they choose to do. This month, I had a finance meeting at my own job that I couldn't miss. The month before that, I was sick, so it's been bad luck. I just want the committee to know it isn't, because I don't value the cemeteries, because I certainly do. And that little group there puts a ton of time and work into them for physical work. You know, it's free like any other committee or commission, so I wanna thank them for their work and apologize, and you only gotta deal with me a couple more months, and maybe you'll get somebody that attends better next time, but, it isn't 'cause I don't value them, so. Anyway, anybody else have any other committee updates?
Wednesday night.
James?
See, I don't think anybody met
Just
besides you.
Going forward, that's it.
All right,
No, I met,
okay. Correspondence or other business, I don't recall seeing anything, am I forgetting something? James usually remembers when I forget.
I'll usually check my email.
I did late day today and I didn't see none, so that's
No,
why I think I'm
don't
good this
there
time.
was- I don't think there was a,
No, okay,
you and I got one about a bond, but I took care of that.
yes.
Yep.
Okay. Setting tentative agenda.
So, what I've done, I think, the attorney will have an answer for us, so we could have a meeting. So I did that at 6:15, 6:30 was public, but I'm just gonna kind of guide you to only have the public hearing as far as items listed,
I would just assume.
just because you're gonna have all your department heads here too, so if there was something that cropped up. So I have 6:15 non-public, 6:30 Pledge of Allegiance, then I have public comment, 7 o'clock is public hearing, and then I do list the others, but I wasn't necessarily going to add anything because they'll be here and if something happened.
I think we'll just leave it. I mean,
Just that, this is what I have if you want to poke it around.
I'd even tell the department heads, unless it's
Right.
super important,
Right.
wait till the following one. This-
Yeah,
I
I just think there's gonna be enough of it with just a public hearing, because you have
think
to go
that'll-
through it.
Yeah. So, tell them if it's just something little to put it off. So
That's
basically
just,
the
that's
public
just
hearing
show,
next
that's just the agenda for,
I have,
week, an agenda.
we go back to committees,
Yes,
really briefly. Tomorrow night is the the finance committee.
yes.
Is everybody gonna be there?
So,
Oh,
you
yeah,
did
you
miss
missed
that.
that
Thought I missed it.
So,
I'll be there.
it didn't get posted, there'd be a selectman meeting, and if there's more than two, it has to be posted. And we
Not a
missed it.
selectmen meeting, it's a finance
If there's
committee.
more than two of us there, it is. So, only two of us can legally attend in person. We thought for sure that you would be one, and since Ben helped draft up those answers, he was gonna try to be here. For some reason he couldn't, he was gonna let us know, and me and James would,
Good.
one of us would come.
I'm good with that.
Nothing else we could do
Well,
about it.
Beth's gonna be there too,
Yep, and
and
Naomi,
Naomi.
yep,
so we should be.
okay.
Not that you two are useless, I'm just making a point that we're coming.
No, I had planned on being there, but
that was nice.
I'm not gonna cry about it. so.
I thought I'd throw that out.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if he's demoting you or promoting me. Neither seems right.
I'm not sure there's a compliment there anyway.
No,
Yeah, it doesn't seem right.
So just to answer your question, I don't think you felt good on the 29th.
Yeah, was that?
It was the 29th, and then with you out, you got called out.
Everybody.
He was out of town. There was two
Right.
people, that's why we canceled, so you're right.
Yeah.
So is hiring A or C, Beth, Naomi?
Hiring?
Yeah, or hiring or that type of thing.
Well, A and C is what you talk about, B is when you interview. B is hiring as well, so A, B, and C, I guess.
I wanted to, with the five of us, a quick non-public, and I just don't have the right thing on there. It isn't really hiring, it's just talking about that type of thing.
Talking about what? Okay,
That type
A and C?
Yeah, is that, I just wanna make sure.
That's fine.
So, if there's, no further business to be had, I move that we enter non-public RSA 91A3, Roman numeral 2, under A and C, and when we come out of that, we will be adjourning for the night.
Second.
Aye.
Roll call. James?
Yes.
Aye. Benji, yes. Ben, yes. Thank you, Frank. Frank, would you mind shutting the door after, please?
Pardon me?
I said, just wondering when you leave if you'd mind shutting the door for us. If not, I'll get up.
I've already checked with